Okay, you can see the screen, right? Okay, yeah. Yesterday we discussed about what is C sharp, why it will be used. As we already discussed about it, just I will give the some something like a revise. It's like it will be used for the general purpose programming language. C sharp is that the thing that it is like a common language which will be going to use for the multiple things, for the web applications, Windows applications, and IoTs, mobile applications, even for the gaming, everything. C sharp is a common tool, common language that supports for everything. What is Visual Studio? What is .NET Framework? Visual Studio is like a tool. Visual Studio is like it's providing a tool. It contains lot of features. It's like a one tool for everything. Visual Studio is a common editor. Is given added. It's a tool which included for the web development, mobile applications, all the languages, all the domain which you want to develop. He has provided a common tool for that. In that, the common tool, we are going to explore everything. We can develop anything. To develop anything, we require a language. And for that language, he has made C Sharp as a common. For the 90% of the Visual Studio um, tools for the programming language, we are going to use C Sharp. So C Sharp has a very powerful language. If you learn the C Sharp, you can work over the different domains very easily. Even for the web applications, mobile applications, console, Windows applications, gaming, you can use a single language like C Sharp. It's all in one. This will revise something. What is this? Is programming. First one is the this are all the namespaces. Using system is the namespaces. What is the namespace? Namespace is a library. It's like a library. It's already contains pre-defined programs. For example, we are going to use some keywords. It's already if you type a console.write line, what the write line will do, it will display whatever you write here. Or using the sum operator, or using for a multiplication. For multiplication, what will write? We're using the A star B, means who is going to be work internally behind that. So that someone has to write the program for that. For us, Microsoft has already written for us. So if he is written, where are the libraries, where are those code? That code, those libraries are included in these files. There are number of files are there. Depending upon our requirement, we are going to add. But when you open the Visual Studio Editor, by default it is loaded with these namespaces. This is a class program. This is a static void main. What is a main? Main is an entry point of the program. You might have the many functions, but there has to be something to start, right? So the compiler has to know where to start the program. So for that reason, the main method is going to start the program. This is the entry point. It's like a door. You have a home. For your home, you have one main gate and one main door. From those main door, you can enter the other rooms. But you will be having the only one main gate for that. Here also same. You will be having the one main function. Even you write thousand methods, thousand different function. Program is going to start from the main. From the main, we have to make a link for the different functions. So that will study how to call the other functions and the other methods in today's or tomorrow's class. Okay. This is a string, is the argument we are passing. Void means we are not returning anything. If we are returning anything, we have instead of void, we will write the direct type name. If we are returning integer, we will write integer. Okay, what is static, what is class? We will study in the OOPS concepts. Okay, this is the explanation of the program. I will share the PPT once again today. You can see what it. Direct type also is getting. Just I will move it very fast. Direct type are the things which will hold your variable. String, integer, float, character, bool. This all the Dirac types. And this string var, integer var is an variable. And this number, hello, 100, this all the value for this. It means string is a Dirac type, string var is a variable, hello world is a value for the variable string. 100 is a value for the int var variable. Dirac type is integer, means integer holds the numbers. Integer holds only the pure numbers, not the fraction. If you want to store the fraction values, then we will go with the float. And the brief and discussions yesterday already did, so just I'm moving very fast. Dirac types are of two types: value type and reference type. Value types means the internal memory, whatever you store the value. Integer is the value type. This value 100 will be stored in the RAM with the directly allocated address. For the reference type, what will be happen? The address will be stored in the another address. What are the reference type? Object is a reference type, class is a reference type, string. Okay, these are the classification of reference and value type. Here I am given a brief how much data, how much value it is going to store. Here is the value type, reference type. This you can read it. I will share this slideshow again. These are the operator, arithmetic operator, assignment operator. Okay, yesterday we have done up to operators. Today we will start with conditions. Okay, conditions types. Okay, there are 4 major types of conditions are there. Those are if condition, if else condition, if else ladder, ternary operators. So these conditions are when we are going to use, means when we want to check any criteria, means which is greater, which is lesser, whether this condition is going to satisfy this statement or not, when this statement has to call. So under those scenarios we will use condition statements. Okay, and another one is if else ladder, switch condition is there, and even ternary conditions are there. Okay. First we will study with the basic if condition. What is in if condition, what will be happen? It's a boolean condition inside the bracket. Is a syntax if condition statement. In if condition, in a condition we have to write the condition. If it is true, then this statement has to execute. If this is false, then what happens? This block is not going to execute. Okay, just a minute. Okay, yeah. Here is the if condition. What happens? If this condition is true, then this statement will be executed. And if this condition is false, this will be skipped. This is a simple if condition, if statement. Okay. Okay. And another after if another one is if else condition. If else condition. Hello. Please can you keep me in mute? I think some disturbance is coming. Okay. In a if else condition, what will be happen? If condition, and there is a block for the true statement. If the true is there, what is going to happen. If this condition is true, then this statement is going to execute. If this condition is got false, then this condition is going to execute. Okay, in if condition, only normal if simple if condition, there is only one block. If this is true, if this is true, then this is going to execute. If this is false, it will go to the next line. There is no other else part. Okay, if you add the else part, what will happen? This if condition, this condition gets true, this will be executed. If this is executed, this else part will not execute. And if this condition is get false, then this else part is going to execute. Here is example. Here is if integer I is holding the 10 value and j is holding the 20 value. Here you can see the condition if I is greater than j. What will happen while comparing? In the place of I, the 10 will come, and in place of j, 20 will. So I will check the condition, is 10 greater than 20. If the statement is true, this is going to display I is greater than j. If the statement got false, then it will come to the else block, and this is going to display I is either equal or greater than j. And another one is if else statement. In if else statement, it is like a first we are going to check the condition if I is greater than j, else if another condition we are going to add. You can observe here in the if else statement, in the else part you cannot add any conditions. Else part in the sense it's almost the last step. All conditions got false, and this is going to execute by default. Okay, what if you want to check another condition here? Then you have to go for else if. Else if. In else if you can add another conditions, but in only the if else statement, in else part is only for the false. If this is got false, if this got false, then this is going to execute whatever the another criteria. The only one criteria we are going to check here. If it is true, if true, this, and if it is false, this. That's it. And there are many scenarios we want to check another condition. I want to check if I is equal to j or not. I is equal to j or not. I want to check. But in the else part, you cannot check this. Else part is the last part of the if else statement. If all the above statement gets false, then only the else block will execute. So what I want to do, if I want to check another condition within the if statement, then you have to go with the else if statement. Here, else if. Here is the condition. Yeah. Here is the first condition. If it's true, then it will display here, and this part is not going to execute. And if this gets false, then it will check this condition. In this condition, if it is true, it will check this condition, and if it is false, then it will execute this statement. Okay, see here, in if condition, whatever if else or if else if statement, whenever the first criteria gets satisfied, wherever the criteria gets satisfied, the program will break there itself. If this condition got satisfied, then the program will execute this, and this all below whatever you write, it will be ignored. And if this statement got false, got false, and it will check here, and if this statement got executed, got satisfied, and then this criteria will be ignored. So in if else statement, or even in the switch condition, the statement where the get satisfied, that will be executed, and the remaining below part will be ignored. and this is a nested if. Nested if is but if condition, in that if condition another if within the if. So you can see here below, if this conditions fails, what is happening? This is check, this is going to execute, this is going to check. But I want, if this is false, I don't want to execute this. I want to see whether this is satisfying or not. If this condition is not satisfying, I do not want to execute this. But in this scenario, in the if else if statement, if the above statement got false, compulsory the compiler will check for the below statement. But what my requirement, what my scenario is, if the first condition gets fails, I don't want to check the other conditions. I don't want to go to the else if part, else part. So in this scenario, what we have to write? We have to write this part, else if part, in this condition, like here. So what I am writing for that statement now? I want, if this is execute, then only this statement is going to execute. If this got false, it is coming outside here. It will come directly here, outside of the if block. Okay. It means that this condition has compulsory has to satisfy if we want to check these statements. If this is not satisfying, will come out of the if block. I again inside it's again same. Again it will check for this condition. If it is true, this will be displayed. If it is false, and this will be displayed. And ternary operator is it. Ternary operator is like if else statement, but it is going to handle in the within the single line. Here is the condition. Boolean expression is the condition. If this statement get executed, then the first statement will be the shown, else second statement will be shown. But most of the people don't use ternary operator because someone say that it may break the code in between. Okay, because they say it's not a safe side to use the ternary conditions. But there are some real hard conditions where we forced to use. But maximum time we will go with the if else statement, because if else is very simple to understand, simple to use, and even very simple to debug. But this is a condition. In some scenarios we have to go for the ternary operators. Ternary means only statement. Here you can see the example. If x is greater than y, display this statement, else it will go for the another statement. That's it. Another one will come, another is the switch statement. Okay, but first we will check for this if conditions in the as the small programs, then we'll go for the switch condition.